Hello there, viewers. I'm Agent B here at 3TR with an important message for you. Big Willie Style is officially back in business. Men in Black 3, starring Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, and Josh Brolin. Now, it's been about 4 years since Will Smith's last movie, and about 10 years since Men in Black 2. So, how does this movie fare up? Well, I will be honest. This is really a sequel I had never expected. After the somewhat disappointment of Men in Black 2, I really didn't see a reason to even continue on. And after hearing all the problems that this movie went through during production, including budget problems and not having a finished script, there was a lot working against this movie. But it all works out just fine, so don't worry about it. Now, the plot to the movie is that a criminal alien that Kay put away 40 years ago has broken out of prison and traveled back in time and killed Kay back in 1969 and kind of somewhat changed for somewhat the present. Jay now has to travel back to 1969 and team up with young Kay in order to prevent this alien invasion and hopefully prevent Kay's inevitable death. Now, by far the best thing about this movie is Josh Brolin's portrayal of a young Kay. I'm not sure if he actually studied Tommy Lee Jones' acting style, but it seemed like he was able to channel his character through him, but change it up enough to the point where it's very familiar but different at the same time, and it works. And just as there was chemistry between Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in the first two movies, there's immediate chemistry between Will Smith and Josh Brolin in this one. They work very well together and leads to some really funny and cool moments. Another thing that also worked that I liked personally was the actual style of the movie. You kind of also, you get to see kind of how New York City was back in 1969 with kind of seeing the first mission to the moon and kind of seeing, I would say, when Vietnam is going on. So it leads to some pretty interesting moments. And there are some definitely funny comedy moments when Will Smith is kind of interacting with things in 1969, like seeing how big their phones are or how just low-tech the MIB tech was back then, and kind of having one funny moment with two cops, but you'll have to check that out for yourself. The only real flaw that I can think of for this movie was, out of all three movies, I think this one had the worst villain. I just saw the movie an hour ago and I can't even remember the guy's name, but all I can tell you about him is that he looks like Randy Savage the wrestler, and he growls a lot, and he shoots little, I'd say, thorns from his hand. And he's very underdeveloped, and he just doesn't seem very threatening at all. But that's really the only problem I had. Everything in this movie works. The comedy, the story, the look, even the small minor characters, they all play their parts. Now, there was one reviewer on YouTube who referred to one of the particular characters in this movie as the Jar Jar Binks. And I have to say, if you see this video, I have to completely disagree. He did not seem like a Jar Jar Binks to me. Jar Jar Binks was completely useless in episode 1. This character actually helped the story go forward and actually helped out Jay and Kay. So, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm happy to say that this was a great movie. Definitely check it out this weekend. And I give Men in Black 3 a solid 8.5 out of 10. Better than the second one. Not quite as good as the first one, but definitely a great movie. And to celebrate Will Smith's comebacking, there's only one thing that I can think of doing. I think it's time that I get a little jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it. If you like this review, please like, comment down below, and subscribe up top to keep track with me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.